Good morning. I know, so unprofessional, right? My God. Terrible lighting. Drinking coffee. Making a video from a busted Android phone where the top icons don't even work because you dropped it in the tub where you were so exhausted from work and you passed out while you was doing something and looking at something kaplunk. Anyways, let's do something fun. You want to do something fun? Okay, maybe it might not be fun. It may actually be sickening, but after a while, it would be enlightening as long as it's faced. As long as you face it and don't run from it and don't bury it and don't get distracted from it. And don't pretend like it didn't happen and don't pretend like it's not relevant to you and don't pretend like it doesn't matter and don't pretend like it's an option. Unless you just don't want to do it, then you don't have to. And what I'm talking about is the deep work, the introspection of self. Yep, that's right. You guessed it. Your own heart and mind. Let's look at eeny, meeny, miny, moe. You are not it. Okay, so we'll start with this one first. That was a very highly sophisticated method for choosing between two options when you got something narrowed down to just two things and you just can't make up your mind. It's a thing we do in here in the Midwest in America. I don't know if that's anywhere else in America. It's the eeny, meeny, miny, moe, da, 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 da. Yeah, we didn't know. We were stupid kids. But anyways, let's jump right into this, shall we? Kind of makes me nervous also just to read it for y'all. Because I keep finding things about myself. It's like, dang it, still lacking. But I'm still pressing forward even though I'm not ready. And I think that's what it takes. Do you have a willingness to press forward when you're not ready? Do you have a willingness to look like an ass? Do you have a willingness to walk out on stage and look stupid? Do you have a willingness to walk out on stage and be booed off the stage in such a manner that makes you cry in front of God and everybody and you're a grown-ass adult? Do you have the willingness to risk that? Just to say what you got to say or want to say or would like to say or think you need to say. Are you willing to do that? All right. Question, we'll call it question number 1. What belief do you hold so tightly that you fear it unraveling would unravel you? Shit, we can stop right there. We don't even have to go to these other, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11. Okay, yeah, we'll call that 11. And the synergy of that 11 makes 12. So it's a complete optic. We'll stop right there. What belief that you're unaware of, that you have, that you believe so strongly, but you're actually holding it so tightly in your life right now, every single day, in everything you do, in every single circumstances, every place of your life, your work life, your public life, your private life, what belief are you holding so tightly that you fear it unraveling, the belief itself unraveling, would unravel you? That might take a little meditation. That might take, I don't know, it could take 5 minutes. It could take 20 seconds. It may take a week. I don't think it'd take more than a week, though. I think if a person was really asking themselves that question, and honestly asking themselves, especially if they wake up, asking themselves, write it on a piece of paper, ask yourself throughout the day, what belief am I holding so tightly? What belief am I holding so rigidly that I'm actually scared if that belief itself comes unraveled, that I myself will come unraveled. That. Okay. Let's move on to some other fun questions. What do you protect at all cost? What would you throw yourself into the fire for? When do you feel like you're the only one that sees what matters? When do you feel like you're the only one that saw what mattered? And yet you couldn't find the words to articulate it well enough to have others see it. It's like you explain it in plain English and it goes right over the top of their head. When have you felt like the only one who saw what mattered? When was that? Remember the last time that was? When did the world break your heart and then you came back wiser? When did the world break your heart and you came back wiser? So somehow you healed from it. The world broke your heart and you came back from it, and it actually made you stronger. Not bitter, but better. To where the world knocked your ass down and you got up, but you wasn't hateful, you wasn't resentful, you wasn't vengeful, but you got back up and somehow you stood even more firm. What was that? When did the world break your heart? What have you healed from that no one sees? What's something that you did that no one thanked you for, but you're very proud of? That you know that you did the right things for the right reasons at the right time for the right purpose and the right mission. What was that one thing that nobody thanked you for or acknowledged or anything, but you're proud of it, and you're so proud of that you don't need recognition for it, that you don't need a pat on the back for it. Just it's a deep down wholesome feeling in your innermost being that you know that you did what needed to be done at the right time for the right reasons. What was that you were proud of when you did that day? Do you remember? Okay, looks like we're down to question numero uno. The number one question that ties all these questions together. What would probably most likely feel like self-betrayal self-betrayal, where you betray yourself to where you look back on your life and you're like, my God, I can't believe I did that to me. Or my God, I can't believe I allowed that to happen to me. Or my God, I am appalled at myself. What would feel like that? What would feel like self-betrayal if it got left unlived in yourself? What is it? What is it that would feel like self-betrayal? That it would be like regret times 10. It'd be like 10x regret. That would feel like self-betrayal. If you got towards the end of your life and you started getting older and older, and you look back on your life and you were like, my God, I cannot believe that I didn't do that, that I didn't live that way, or I didn't try to live that way. What is it? What is it? Let's read through them backwards just to recap. We're going to go real fast. Get ready. Put your seatbelt on if you like. What would feel like just self-betrayal, just exquisite regret. If you got towards the end of your life and you got up in years to where you were finally getting to where you know that your power and all of your youth is fully dwindled and you're an old person, like say 90 years old, and you look back on yourself, what would feel like self-betrayal because you didn't live it out. It was unlived in yourself. What would that be? What's something that you did recently, or even just a year or so, that you're proud of, that nobody thanks you for or even acknowledged, and you don't need that thankfulness and you don't need that acknowledgement. It would be nice, it'd be a bonus, but what is that? What is that one thing that you can remember last that you did that you're proud of? And it's more than pride. It's a wholesomeness, something that you did that you know deep down is like you go your whole life and nobody would never have to know that you did it. And it's just like between you and the spirit of the universe or God or whatever would know. And and it doesn't matter. What is that thing that you did? Okay. When did the world break your heart and you came back wiser from it? Not stronger. Not stronger. No, I didn't say that. I said, when did the world break your heart? When was that? When was the last time you remember that the world broke your heart and you came back wiser? Not stronger, but wiser. What have you healed from that no one sees at all? What have you healed from? What did you heal from? It doesn't matter if the healing came naturally or if you had to lick your wounds in the dark, so to speak, on the sidelines and heal up by yourself or with people. It doesn't matter. Just what have you healed up from in your heart and mind that no one sees? What would you throw yourself into the fire for? I mean, what cause would cause you to really put yourself on the firing line to where you would rather risk doing that you would risk knowing damn well you might not accomplish your mission, but you're going to run straight into that fire? What would that be? What would it be? At least one reason. What would that reason be that you know without a shadow of a doubt that it ain't even in question? You would run straight into the goddamn fire. What is it? You know what it is. What do you protect at all cost? Every single day. What do you protect at all cost? Okay. Let's go through these other things. What would happen if you allowed yourself to be really, really flexible in life without shame, without being guilt tripped or shamed by others? What part of you confuses freedom with the loss of power? When the world around you is flowing, it just seems to be in harmony, and it just seems like it's all in motion, and you've got things up in the air, and you've got unresolved issues and stuff. Do you feel left behind? Do you feel out of control? Do you feel irrelevant? When did you first learn that certainty equals safety? And what part of you believes that changing your mind is the same as losing honor? And do you equate emotional adaptability with weakness or with danger? Back to where we started this whole video, circled right back around. What belief do you hold so tightly that you have an unconscious fear that if that belief comes unraveled, that it would unravel you? Which belief are you holding like that is such a strong belief that you hold so tightly every single day and every single night? What belief do you hold so rigidly to that you're unconsciously and probably unhealthily fearing that if that belief comes unraveled, that it will unravel you? What is it? What is that crazy thing? Damn. Anyways, happy Monday, fun day. Is it Monday? Yep, it's Monday. It's the day after 420. Have a good one. See you in the funny papers.